The Aboriginal people have a strong sense of belonging to the land and belonging to a community. We come from such and such a place and we feel at home there. When it gets translated into liturgy, they need some of the things that make them feel at home. And so having hide vestments, having those elements of the smudge there, have the drum in the liturgy. Those are saying not only we belong, but we are valued.
Making one's Catholic faith an expression of one's ancient roots is, in theological terms, a process of interculturation, which involves careful discernment and allows enrichment of others' cultures as part of a long process as old as the Catholic Church. And it has happened from culture to culture as the Church worked to spread the teachings of Jesus and his apostles. The Church enriches and transforms every community it reaches, and in return, the original culture of those peoples ends up enriching the Church as a whole. Interculturation begins with the ways native Catholics find to be themselves within the Catholic Church.
In one of the native communities, there's an altar that's shaped like a canoe turned upside down. Why would you do that? But for the native people who live with the canoe, they know very well, that's going to be my table too. I'll just turn it over and put my food on there for my table. Then you translate that to the faith journey in our lives. The canoe is that symbol of our faith journey, our transportation. And at the same time, it's the place where we're going to offer our food, have our feast, have our meal. In one community, we wanted to use cedar oil for our blessed oil. And the bishop asked us, well, why would you want cedar oil? And we said, well, God never gave us olive trees here. God gave us cedar trees, and that's the oil we use for thousands of years for healing. So why couldn't we use that? And so he said, it makes a lot of sense to me. And so he would bless cedar oil for us to use in our healing ceremonies. In some places where we celebrate through our original stories and traditions, we hold an eagle feather. What we are saying when we hold that eagle feather is that I am speaking from my truth. And what I have to say is important and valid for me as I say this. And we hold that eagle feather when we read the gospel or any of the scriptures.
In the mainstream Catholic Church, Mass on Sunday can be something one fits into a busy day. In the Aboriginal Catholic Church, Mass builds on traditions of gathering and celebration. People often come from many miles away, and there is no sense of rush or needing to get away.
They have a sense of sacred belonging, that what they are doing is sacred because it's creating and developing something bigger than me. That's why they want to go that far, to get to be with the people that they know, that they belong with. And that's what we talk about in our sacraments in the church. You know, like that's what the sacraments of initiation are about a sense of belonging.
Grandfather, Creator, we ask you to purify this blanket that it may be able to shelter and warm this little child, just as your love warms her heart, brings her into a new relationship with you.
After the actual baptism, what do? An honor dance. because we want to honor this new child that's entered into our community. What is confirmation? Well, it's confirming your relationship to the faith community and your commitment to be a part of that community. In confirmation, we've taken the young people who are going to be confirmed out for a 24-hour fast overnight, and an elder being there with them all night long and inviting them to stay up all night and to reflect on, what does this choice mean for me? We are asking the Holy Spirit, a fullness of the Holy Spirit that will guide us for the rest of our lives. So you are baptized into a faith community, and you are strengthened and nourished by the Eucharist. And eventually, as you grow in this community, you become strong enough that it confirms your identity.